to LOSV. Welcome if you are new to my channel as well. So I'm just going to dive right in on this subject of my experience of being a first-time homeowner, along with my husband as well. But my husband is not with me right now, so I'm going to tell what our experience was. So I'm going to start from the beginning and just follow me guys through the story. And I'm going to give you guys this is my experience. I know everybody have a different experience being a first-time homeowner, and I'm sharing with you guys what my husband and I went through. So, starting from the beginning, back when I was in Ohio, I came across a realtor on Facebook. I joined a lot of moving to Florida, moving to Orlando, moving to the Magic. I joined a lot of those groups on Facebook, Orlando mom groups, a lot. So, it's a lot of realtors in those groups that, you know, as soon as somebody say they're moving or need a realtor, they're on you. They're inboxing you. They're just on you. So I came across one realtor and I felt like she was really cool. I liked her vibe. I was like, boom, we're gonna go with her. So back in Ohio, before we actually moved, we did make an offer on a home that was closer to my husband's job. That deal did not go through. And that's when we just went back to the drawing board and was like, okay, we're just gonna find something to rent. We ended up finding our apartment, and while we were in our apartment, we were still in contact with the realtor because she knew that was our end goal. We ultimately wanted to buy. So we signed a year's lease and we said, okay, after this year is up, we're gonna buy. But we stayed in contact with her. Now, I think about 6 months into living there, we started to look at houses again because we just wanted to get the feel of the neighborhood, the environment, all of that. So we chose not to include the realtor we had because we knew we're not putting an offer on anything. We literally just wanted to see the houses. We wanted to see the area. And I didn't feel like having a realtor drive out, waste their gas. Like, they're not getting paid to come and show us a house. So I was just like, we're just going to look by ourselves. Apparently, this realtor had a problem with that. So she dropped us like a hot potato. She was like, you know, I'm done with y'all. Like, y'all want to go look at a house by yourself? Y'all do that. So that was, you know, wow, you know. So we moved on from her. And I ended up finding a realtor that was in the area that we actually live in. We ran into her at a restaurant, a local restaurant, ran into her, and she was so nice. She knew the area, lived in the area, was from the area. So we kind of felt comfortable that, like, you know, this is the area that we actually want to move in. So, you know, who better to help us than somebody that's from this area and know all about it? We don't know nothing about this area. So we went with her. Now, we told her, like, listen, we are in this apartment. We're in this lease. We cannot move just yet, but we want to look around. She was fine with that. She was okay with that. So we thought, because almost every house that we looked at with her, she wanted us to buy it. Like, every house. We told, like, she knew that we were in a lease. She knew this. But every house we went to, oh, this is such a good deal. You should grab this. You should get this. You shouldn't pass this up. And we like, well, we don't have the money to break our lease. Like, we got, you know, 6-7 months left on our lease. We cannot break our lease. And I just think you guys should really consider this house. Like, every house we looked at, it was like that with her. So we did not like that, you know, and then we even stepped back from her a little bit because we like, she too pushy. Like, she's not understanding like what we're trying to do. So we kind of stepped back from her, and then she would check up on us every now and then. How you guys doing? Do you want to look at any more houses? And even we told her the same thing we told the first realtor. Like, listen, we want to look at houses. We're not ready to buy, but we just want to look. We want to get our, you know, research on. We want to look and see what's out here. So we kind of stepped back from her for a little bit until we was actually ready to buy. So once we were ready to buy, fully 100% committed, like, let's buy, we called her up again and we was like, let's go. Now, during this whole process, me, my husband, and I were trying to educate ourselves on the whole house buying process. Like, you know, everything, what it takes to buy a house, what goes into buying a house, what is the process, like, all of that, because we didn't want any surprises. We wanted to know everything. So we even told her, you know, she never like set us down and went over anything with us. She never like explained the process to us. Never. She never just set us down and said, this is what you should expect. This is how it is. This is how it is with it. Like, never. So, you know, we really went into the process blind. We really thought we kind of educated ourselves and kind of knew what to expect, but we had no idea. So once we seen this house, well, actually, we seen the house before this one. We put an offer in, and I'm so happy that house did not go through, knowing what I know now. It was a house. It was close to my husband's job, close to the area. It was like right up the street from the actual neighborhood we wanted to be in. It was outside of the neighborhood, but it was still close enough. So we was like, okay, this is cool. It was a huge house, but it had solar panels. And at the time, we was like, oh yes, let's get solar panels. I'm gonna tell you guys how I feel about solar panels in a minute too. So it had solar panels, it had a water system, it had a fence, fenced in yard, everything. It almost everything that we wanted. About 98% of what we wanted in a house it had. So we put an offer down on it, and it ended up not playing out and not going through. So we was like, okay, moving on. So then we found this house, put an offer in on this house. Everything just took off. Everything took off just fast. You know, she introduced us to her lender, of course, over the phone. Contacted the lender. He was just, I'm your friend. That's what them two. They was, I'm your friend now. I'm here to help you. You know, through the whole process of the house buying. From the time we said, let's put down the earnest money to the time of closing. My realtor and my lender, I was on the phone with these people about 2 to 3 times a day. I'm talking about text messaging, phone calls, emails. 2 to 3 times a day, calling back and forth, getting information, all of that, right? All of that. I mean, these people did not leave me alone. And I'm doing all of this. My husband is working. I'm just running stuff past him, you know, telling him all the important information that I'm thinking that is important. I'm just giving him, like, I'm just getting a skim of what I need to know, because they wasn't telling me the full story. So I'm getting a little bit, and then I'm giving him a little bit of the little bit that I'm getting. So we was just all messed up. So the red flags that I'm just gonna jump right into it. So the first red flag with my realtor is, she never tried to educate us. She just went instantly into, I'm your friend, I'm here to help. Let's find you a house. It was all about the money. It was all about trying to get us in the house anyhow. She didn't care how the house was. We told her we didn't want to fix her up. We want something move-in ready. You know, we want to be comfortable. We don't want to go into a house and feel like we have to fix stuff. We're not happy with stuff. We wanted a house that was either fully remodeled or new. And she was trying to literally throw us in anything. Oh, you don't have to get a new house. This is your first home. You could just start from anything. Just get in a house. All you need to do is just get, no, we don't want to just move into anything. We want to move into the type of house. If we're putting down all this money, if we're getting this big of a loan to get a house, we want to get something that we're going to be comfortable in. We don't want to get in a house and instantly have to start doing work and remodeling or feeling like we're not comfortable. We want a house that we are going to love. Even if it's our first house and we're not living in it forever, we still want to feel comfortable and want it to be a house. And she was so adamant on just get any house. So that was the first red flag. No, that was the second red flag. The first red flag was she didn't educate us. The second red flag was she was trying to put us in anything. The third red flag was any house that we synced with her, she was ready for us to put an offer down on. Then when it came to the lender, the first red flag was like, he basically, everything that he said to us, it was never a solid answer. It was never in stone. It was always, this is an estimate. This is what it should be. It should be this number, but it could be lower. It never was a higher number. It was always, it should be this, but it could be lower. It should be this, but it could be lower. I asked him every day, I need this in writing. I need to know what my numbers are. I need to know what the numbers are, and I need it in writing. Every day I would ask him. And every day, and then he actually did send me a paper one day, and he said on the bottom of the paper, he still said, this is an estimate. So he never gave me the actual numbers. We went in the door thinking that we had what was it? The interest rate. We went in the door thinking our interest rate was a certain number. Come to find out at the end, it was totally a different number. So it was a lot of I just feel like they screwed us over. I feel like they knew we was not educated. I feel like instead of trying to educate us, they just literally took advantage of us. They just took complete advantage of us. So we actually get into the house. You know, we was not happy at closing. I have a video that, you know, closing day, it almost didn't happen. We literally almost walked out. We was like, this is ridiculous. They lied to us. They told us completely different from what y'all have in front of us. It was a complete disaster. I don't want to go into all the details of what happened at closing because I don't want to put our business out there, like the actual numbers. Like, I don't want to put that out there. But we was led to believe that it was supposed to be the numbers was supposed to be certain numbers. And they ended up being extremely higher than what we were quoted. So moving on from that, we are actually in the house now, and we move in, and my realtor just MIA. We literally do not hear from her. We don't see her. No text messages, no phone calls from the lender as well. This is what I literally talked to these people for over a month. When I tell you every single day, I talk to these people at least 3 times a day to go from completely silence. It was like, okay. So we thinking, okay, the realtor should call. Like, you know, I see TV shows and, you know, like I watch HGTV all day. I see TV shows of people, even on YouTube, I see people moving into their house and their realtors are with them when they get their keys and come in the door. And, you know, their realtors are right there with them with a present or something, with a gift basket or something. You know, I see all of that. So I'm like, okay, my realtor gonna be there with a gift for us. And we was planning to get a gift for her. Like, we was trying to get her a gift for, you know, being there with us. With actually, she didn't, you know, but we was planning on giving her we was going to buy her a gift and a gift card to somewhere that she liked, and we had all that planned out because we was going to give that to her. And we, you know, I thought because that's what I seen all the time on TV and from like other people videos of when they buy their house and they go in and their realtor is standing right there with them as they're going in the door. And our realtor was MIA. Didn't get a phone call, didn't get a text message, didn't pop up and say, hey, y'all moved in, like nothing. So we was like, okay, cool. I didn't talk to the lender until about maybe a couple of weeks after we moved in. We was getting all this kind of mail. We was getting mail saying that like the our insurance, our homeowner insurance wasn't paid, and they was sending us bills saying we had a late fee. I'm like, I thought that was paid with the closing costs. And so I'm confused. I'm calling the lender like, what's going on? We're getting bills talking about a late fee, or our homeowner's insurance will be expired if we don't pay it. It was just a lot. So he like, no, that got covered in your closing costs. I don't know why you're getting those bills. Maybe they didn't give the people the money yet. Blah 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 blah. That's what it was. So we was just like, okay, it'll be taken care of. Don't worry about it. All this stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. So that was the last time I talked to the man. Then I get a letter in the mail about like private mortgage insurance. Never knew what private mortgage insurance is. Like, they didn't tell me anything about it. And so I'm calling the lender to ask him like, okay, what is this private mortgage insurance? And he goes to tell me, no. I call him to see what the private mortgage insurance is about, and I don't get through. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? And so I try to email him, and the email comes back to me and said, this email is no longer available for you. And I'm like, what? So then I get another email and said, if you want to contact your lending company, contact some other guy. So I'm like, what? I'm like, dang, so I can't call this man no more. I can't email this man no more. But you was just calling me for over a month straight, calling me, texting me, all of this. But if I try to text you, I get a message back saying I cannot text you. You guys, he still works at this office. He's like he's in charge. Like, he works there. He's still there. Like, he literally just blocked me from contacting him directly. So if I want to call my mortgage company, the lending company, I have to call and talk to somebody else. He don't want to talk to me. And I'm like, that's weird. So I just felt so, like, my husband and I, we just felt so played. Like, why? Like, wow, first the realtor goes MIA. Now we can't even talk to the lender. The person that we felt comfortable enough talking to, because we've been talking to this person for so long, now we can't even talk to him. Weird. So, yeah, that turned us off. That really made us mad, on top of, how we got played on closing day. We just was fuming like, this is crazy. Like, we cannot believe this is happening. So going forward, we're in the house now. We've been in here. It's almost been 6 months. And now we're getting letters from the HOA and CDD. So one thing about Florida is, let me break down what HOA and CDD is, because a lot of people know what HOAs are, but when CDD come into place, a lot of people don't know what CDDs are. I didn't even know about CDDs until, we got closer and closer to, buying our home. So I want to read the definition from Google to you guys, what CDD fees are. So I'm going to screenshot this for you guys so it can be on the screen as well. So CDD is fees. It says homeowners typically pay CDD fees in planned communities governed by a board that use the money to improve infrastructure in the neighborhood. HOA fees are typically charged by the real estate developers to maintain common areas within the community, such as accommodations and the amenities and stuff like that. So that's what CDDs are. And usually CDDs, I heard that you get those in communities that's like newly built communities. So I live in a brand new built community. Like, my community is not even done being built. Behind my house is a whole street that they literally are just building houses on. No one even, it's like a couple of people that moved in, but on one side it's literally all houses that are being built behind my house. And then it's streets. It's about 2 streets where they're building houses that like no one lives on yet. They're just building them up. So, to our surprise, we had no idea that, once we came in the door, the HOA fees and the CDD fees was one set price. And I will share what the HOA fees was. We came in the door, our HOA fees was $13 a month. We paid it for the whole year in our closing costs. So we paid that $13 a month for that whole year. So we like, wow, low HOAs, we good, we happy, because our community, we have a community pool, playground, like playground area for the kids, a nice pond area. We have, but it's not a lot. Like, they don't have a basketball court, they don't have a gym, like it's not a lot. So $13 a month for that's cool. Like, that's, we ain't a playground and a swimming pool. So that's cool for that. Now we recently got letters saying that CDDs and HOA fees are about to go up. Starting next year, on our year anniversary, we're going to have to pay like $100 more for HOAs, and I think like $1,000 more for CDDs. I don't know yet. I don't know if that's the exact number, but I know that it's high. It was very high. $100 more for HOAs, I believe. And I think that CDC, I don't know the exact numbers. I don't even know the exact numbers for HOA. But at the beginning of our year anniversary, we're going to have to pay that. I'm pissed off about it because, for one, I had no idea that it was going to go up significantly. Now, my neighbors told me that their realtor sat down, educated them, and told them, like, okay, y'all moving in this community, just be prepared for the HOAs to go up, because in a newly built community, that's what happens. If they're not done building the community yet, yes, when you come in, those HOAs is going to be low, super low. But once this community started getting built, they're going up. And we didn't get that memo. We didn't get told that. So I had absolutely no idea that would happen. No idea. I knew that taxes is going to go up. I know that, but I didn't know that the CDDs and the HOA will go up. So I'm kind of pissed about that. I'm just letting you know, I'm pissed. So, so that is the newly surprise that we have. So overall, my experience with moving into a newly built house, I felt like if we had a realtor that really cared to explain the process, I feel like we would have went into the situation knowing what to expect. I feel like if we was educated and we wouldn't have went with the lender we went with, I feel like we would have chose somebody different. I try to ask questions about like the first time homeowners program. That was so vague. It was so like, he was basically like, we did that program, and he basically was like, I'm going to send you a link to a test. Do the test. Send me back the certificate. And that was it. That was it. That was all of and it was so, when I tell you the test was so basic, it was, the test was so basic. It was so basic. It was not giving me anything that I did not already know. It didn't break down anything about being a homeowner. It was the most basic test to get on their program for them to assist us with the home. And that should have been a red flag, I mean, it was so many red flags. It was so many times that we should have walked away. But I feel like God put us here for a reason. I'm a true believer of things happen for a reason, and it was meant for us to be in this house. No matter how mad we was about the price, we still paid it. No matter how mad we was about the closing costs, we still managed to get here. So I feel like we meant to be here. Like I said before, this is going to be our first home. We are definitely going to purchase another home down the line, and my experience with that whole first time homeowners experience, it was horrible. It was horrible. We felt taken advantage of. We felt bamboozled. We felt like we was like they just literally just really took advantage of us and played us, and we kind of felt like it was just it was not a good experience. We wasn't happy. People, when we was at the closing, it was a lot of people closing on the same day as us. Different rooms, they had different people closing on their homes. People was walking out happy, smiling, taking pictures, congratulations and all of that. We walked out of that room pissed. Like, we were mad. It wasn't, the lady tried to say congratulations. We was like, don't even say congratulations to us. Like, after what y'all just put us through, we don't want your congratulations. It was our first time, it just did not go well. But like I said, I felt like, this house is a blessing, and we have been blessed to meet so many people. We talked to so many of our neighbors, and they had similar experiences. They had horror stories, like, and it's so sad, and they all was first time homeowners as well. Now I'm happy to say, going forward, we found an amazing real estate couple, Renee and Dominique, and I definitely will leave their information in my description. And from every video here on out, their information will be in my description. If you guys ever need, if in the Florida area, Orlando area, and you guys are looking for somewhere to move, not just buy, rent as well, you can contact them and they will help you out. And even the whole state of Florida, I believe that they have connections with legitimate people that will help you if you're even in a different area outside of the Orlando area. Like if you're in Tampa or if you're in South Florida, they have connections. So I will leave them, but I'm so happy I came across Renee thanks to Tonya. Tonya actually found them. So moving forward, we asked Renee and her husband to look over our mortgage information because we are so lost. Like, we literally just don't even know what we signed. Like, we literally signed our life away on this mortgage and don't even know the details of what we signed. So, I asked her, can she look over my paperwork and just break down to us what we got into? And they sat down with us. They looked over. I took my stack. Like, it's a stack of papers, y'all. Like, thick. I took my stack of papers with them, and they looked over it, and they just broke down to us what we got into. And I'm so happy they did that. We feel so much more comfortable now. We actually know what is going on, like with what we bought. Like, so and they're such a genuine couple. They're so genuine, they're so relatable, and I hope that we can continue our friendship. Like, we didn't build a friendship with them, and like I said, I will refer them to anybody that is trying to move here, whether you're renting or trying to buy. They are the ones to go to because they, like I said, they're genuine. They're genuine. They are not going to just take advantage of you and leave you feeling busted and disgusted, okay? They're not going to leave you feeling like that. They're going to leave like they left me and my husband feeling like we can breathe. We know what's going on. We know what to expect. And we even have more questions for them. Like, we literally have more questions, and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk to them more about what we plan to do in the future going forward with our real estate journey. So I would definitely leave you with that. Now, another thing that I want to say is, if you are moving into a newly built community, new home in Florida, you will get a lot of people coming to your door trying to sell you stuff, like solar panels. When we first moved in, we were getting I would say every day someone is coming to my door trying to sell us solar panels. Now, I'm going to tell you guys how I feel about solar panels and my research that I have done. So, solar panels on your house, depending on what size they are, can go anywhere. I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know the exact numbers, but so I'm going to say about 28,000 and up, depending on how big your house is. You could be in a $60,000, but 28,000 on up for some solar panels on your home. Now, this is the reason why I don't like it. At first, me and my husband was all for it. Like, oh, we want to get solar panels so we won't have an electric bill. It don't work like that. Not off top. So, from my understanding, if you get solar panels on your home, you're thinking automatically this is going to cut my electric bill in half, or it's going to eliminate my electric bill down the line. This is what it does. It might cut your electric bill in half, but it's going to take about 20 years to eliminate your electric bill. So once you get the solar panels installed, you basically sign a 20-year contract to pay on these solar panels for the next 20 years. Just like when you buy a house, you sign a 30-year mortgage. But the difference between when you can sign a 30-year mortgage, but you can still move out of your house. With the solar panels, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because a lot of people, when you move, like if you get solar, okay, so we want to move within the next 2 to 3 years, right? 3 years max, 2 years minimum. We want to move. Now, if we was to get solar panels, you guys, we'll be signing a contract for 20 years to put these solar panels on our house. A monthly payment. So say the solar panel is about $35,000. So we're going to have to pay a monthly payment for those solar panels, right? Plus, you still have an electric bill. So you're thinking you're cutting your electric bill in half when really you're adding a bill. So once the solar panels start running, get up and running, and it starts cycling through, yeah, your electric bill is going to be a little bit lower, but you added a whole nother bill. So guess what? It don't matter if your electric bill is low because you still got a whole nother bill that you just added that now you have to pay for 20 years. It don't make sense to me. It don't make that make sense to me. It don't make sense to add another bill when you're trying to lower a bill. Like you're trying to lower this bill and eventually eliminate this bill. But instead, you might lower it slightly, but you still have a bill that you just added to it. So it's like, now you have to pay an even bigger bill. It don't make sense to me. So, and then once you go to sell your home, the person that's buying your home has to now take over your 20-year contract. That's hard to do because a lot of people don't want to what? I gotta sign this, I gotta take over this. You know what I'm saying? And then not only is it taking over your contract, they have to pay that extra bill to pay these solar panels off. So now they're thinking that, oh, it got solar panels, I'm gonna have a lower, electric bill. No, your electric bill is not low. Just add them solar panels to your electric bill. No. So when people really do that research, the solar panel thing don't make sense unless you can buy it cash. Unless you can buy that solar panel cash right out or unless you get a home that you're going to stay in forever. You're never going to move. This is going to be your home forever. Then go ahead and get them solar panels. Because eventually they will, you will pay them off. And then guess what? Then your bill will be low. But how long is that going to take? How long is that going to truly take? To me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it unless, like I said, you can just buy them cash. Buy them straight out and don't do a payment on them. Because you're just literally adding a bill. And somebody like me, I'm trying to get rid of bills. I'm not trying to add to them. I'm trying to save money and get rid of bills. So it don't make sense for me to add another bill to try to eliminate a bill when it's just making that bill higher. It just don't make sense to me. So that is my rant about the solar panels. I just don't think it's worth it. But if that's what you want to do, you do your research, look into it. But these people will knock on your door every single day and ask you to buy their solar panels. They ask you, let me see your electric bill. Let me tell you how you can save. I'm not saving nothing if I'm adding a bill. You can tell me I'm going to save on my electric bill all day long. Yeah, I can cut my electric bill in half, but it don't matter because I just added this bill. I just added the bill to pay for these solar panels. So it don't matter that I'm cutting this bill in half because I'm still dishing out more money at the end of the day. So that's my rant on that. Now, back to more people. So we have had people come to our door to sell us a fence. We fell for that. I wanted a fence anyway. So we got our fence. We have people come to our door selling us, trying to sell us a water system. We did do that because we wanted it, but we got a fence, we got a water system. And they would continue to come. And then we had the competition come. How much did you get your water system for? We could have got it for you for cheaper. Like, then you have people coming to your house trying to sell you cleaning services, maid services, cleaning services. Then you have people coming to your house trying to sell you lawn care services. And that's a first for me. Like, I'm from Ohio, and during the winter seasons, don't nobody cut grass. It's all about the snow. But, during during summer, spring, and fall, yeah, people cut grass or raking up leaves and stuff. But there's no lawn care memberships, should I say. Down here, everybody want to sell you a lawn care membership. They want you to join their membership so they can come out either every week or every 2 weeks and cut your grass like clockwork. We was like, why we got to get on a membership? So we ended up finding a guy to come and cut our grass. Like, the first person we was like, okay, we was like, can you cut our grass? But we don't want to get in a membership. We just, we don't want to add an extra bill. Like, we know we need the grass cut, but we don't want to necessarily sign a contract saying we in this membership. We just want to get our grass cut. And the guy, he cut our grass one time, and then he told us, if you want me to continue to cut your grass, you need to sign up for my membership. We was like, no. Then another guy came, and he wanted to quote us a really high price. And we was like, no. Then I ended up finding the guy that we have now. He has his own company, family-owned company. And he comes every 2 weeks, like clockwork. We don't even have to call him and tell him so it's kind of like a membership service, but we're not like contracted in. Like, we ain't signed on a dotted line. He just comes, we pay him, and we feel more comfortable with doing that. Like, that's what we did in Cincinnati. If we needed our grass cut, we'd call somebody come cut the grass, and they just come and cut it. It wasn't like, oh, I have to be on a, you have to sign a contract saying that you're going to pay for the year, and even that, they'll get you to try to pay for the year so that they can come out and cut the grass, or they'll try to get you to pay monthly to cut the grass. Like, that's something new to me. Being from Ohio, like I said, we didn't have that up there. I'm pretty sure they had lawn care services up there that did that, but like, we would just get people to cut our grass. It wasn't like serious like that. But yeah, down here, that's the first time I ran into that. So it's still to this day, people will come and leave a card in our door for lawn care or for, just different services. So that's something just to be aware. If you are moving to this area, moving to like a newly built community, that you're going to get people, and these people are bold. When I tell you, the people that come to try to sell you stuff, they are so bold. They will be like, well, what are you paying for this? Or what are you paying for that? And let me see your bill. Go get your electric bill so I can tell you how I can save you some. And you be like, no. And they will just continue to come to your door. And then it's like, I don't want to be mean to you, but if I tell you I can't do it right now, leave me alone. Like, if I want to do it, I will come and find you. I will, but they're relentless. And I think the solar people might have finally got the hint with us. But I don't know. They might just pop up one day and be like, hey, y'all still want those solar? Like, no, it's crazy. But yeah, so I wanted to just sit down and share that with you guys in detail, about my experience and about just moving into a new community, like a new built community, like where they are literally still building the houses and just all of the stuff that I feel like if you are out here trying to buy a brand new house, please, I know that like you sit down and you will do research. You need to sit with your realtor. Your realtor should sit with you and really go over the details. If they don't do that, I feel like you need to find another realtor. My realtor gave me so many red flags. The one that I had, they gave me so many red flags that I just looked past. It was literally strictly about the money for them, and it was strictly about, they did not care. Like when she literally was trying to get us to buy anything, she didn't care about what we was saying. Like we was telling her, we communicated with her, this is what we want. And that didn't matter to her. It didn't matter. So I'm just letting you guys know, just the signs to look for, listen. Like if they don't listen to you, that's just not good. It's not good. I just feel like we was not listened to, and we was taken advantage of. So just try your best to find somebody that's genuine. And I know that's a hard thing to do because people come across as, I want to help you, but it's like, no, you want to help yourself and take advantage of me. Before you guys put down any earnest money, make sure, because if you try to walk out, like if you put down that earnest money and you say, I don't want this no more, you can lose your money. Like, and especially if you're putting down thousands of dollars. If you put down $5,000-$10,000 and then you decide you don't want this, you lose that $5,000-$10,000. So you have to really, really sit down and ask a lot of questions, do a lot of research. And, I know for a fact going into our next home, we are going to not have any issues. Like, as far as being uneducated, I know that we are going to go in more educated, and especially with people that are genuine and that got our best interest in heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you are sitting down with a realtor and you're telling them, I want A, B, C, and D, and they like, just get a house. You just need to get a house and move in. Like, do not go with that person. Just fire them, stop talking to them, block them, and go with somebody else. Flat out. Go with somebody else. And another thing my realtor did after we moved in, she didn't call us and say, hey, how you doing? How's it going? The day of closing, before we closed, she sent me a link for me to sign up on one of those money thing. It was like one of those companies where you sell stuff and then you try to get people to sell stuff with you so that you can, so they can be on your team to sell stuff. Yeah, I didn't see it though until like, cause we were in closing. So like she sent me the link to my email, and of course like we were literally in closing for hours. So I didn't see, I wasn't paying attention to my emails. I was paying attention to what was going on. So once we had left closing and left her and went back to our house, I'm looking at the email. I'm like, what did she send me? She sent me something to join this company that sells cleaning products. And she wanted me to buy some cleaning products and then join the company to sell the cleaning products. I'm like, seriously? And then after that, never heard from her. Then 2 months after we moved in, that's when she sends me a text message. I think she called me. I missed her call. She sent me a text message and said, how are you doing? After 2 months of you just ghosting me. Now you want to know how I'm doing? Okay. So yeah, that was my experience, you guys. I know I did a video about about this, but I didn't go into deep detail because it was just literally like the closing experience. But this is actually moving in, what we dealt with after we moved in, and how it is now. I will be giving you guys more information as we are living here, as far as like just the experience, like our first year here. Like I want to, you know, it's almost 6 months. So in October it will be 6 full months. So, you know, I want to just give you guys this video now, just a 6-month update. I absolutely love the neighborhood. My daughter is very happy here. She has friends. We are making friends with some of our neighbors. I love the actual community, like, you know, where my houses are, like the neighborhood. I love it. It's beautiful. You know, the only thing I don't like about it is it's not enough palm trees for me. So that's one thing we want to do, is add palm trees to our yard. It's palm trees like by the pool and the entrance where you come in, but it's no palm trees like in throughout the neighborhood. And I think that's so stupid. Like, they got other trees that they planted, but like, why y'all ain't plant palm trees in front of people's houses? I don't understand. Y'all that cheap? Like, y'all was not that cheap that y'all couldn't plant one palm tree in front of everybody's house. But anyway, that's my little rant. But like I said, I feel like, you know, God is gonna bless us regardless. We are blessed and highly favored, and we are turning this situation into the best situation for us. I love my house. I'm happy that I'm here. I just hate what we went through. I hate that we got bamboozled, and I hate that we got taken advantage of. But we're here and we're making the best out of it. Like I said, I love my house. I love my neighborhood. I'm so happy my daughter finally have friends to play with. So that is my experience. And once again, the realtors that we have found that are genuine and that will sit down and walk you through what the process should be, their link and their information will be in my description. From here on out, any of my videos that you see from this video forward, you will see that they're, like, I would say, these are the realtors that you need to, like, if you are moving, this is who you should contact. So they will be in my description. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it was almost like a story time / you know, just my experience. And I'm definitely going to try to get my husband to get on camera so he can share his full experience about living in Florida, about buying a home in Florida, just his experience altogether. We're going to sit down and talk about that as a, you know, we're going to talk about that as a whole, just our whole Florida experience of living here with everything, every detail. So you guys will be getting that from me shortly. So I didn't want this video to be this long, but it was, and I'm happy if you guys stayed to the end. Put an emoji in the comments if y'all stayed to the end and watched this video. But I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace out.